Welcome, Scorpio. This is your weekly focus for the week of June the 17th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Okay, let's go right to the cards and see what they have to reveal to us for our week going forward. Shall we, Scorpio? Do I have a card flip over there? No, I guess not. Okay. Our underlying energy for this week is, look at this, the Lovers. Wow. This could be that you are growing your relationships, growing our relationships, our bonds with others in new ways, spectacular ways, lovely ways. This could be, and I'm getting more passion, more tapping into your passions, igniting your passions, allowing the enthusiasm to build, allowing yourself to get swept away by your passions, by your dreams, by your desires, to really get lost within the vision of your tomorrow. Okay, our first card is the Eight of Swords. We start the week. Well, we don't start the week. This is the main card, though. We gain new perceptions. New awarenesses. We thought that we couldn't go forward, or we thought it could be for a multitude of reasons why you felt trapped, like you couldn't take that next step. Well, you couldn't go forward. You couldn't have that conversation. You couldn't put yourself out there. You couldn't go forward in some way. Something was preventing you. Something was blocking you. But I don't get for most of you that it was really within your control at the time. And so you succumbed to being blocked there. But what's happened is the situation has changed in some way. You can go forward now. That block is no longer there, and yet you still see that block in your mind. It's time to take off the blindfold. It's time to become aware that you can start taking those steps that perhaps you've had to hold back on in order to do other things in life. Life might have taken over here in some way, blocking you in some way. And I really get in some way that wasn't, and I rarely get that, but it wasn't in your control. Whatever this block, whatever this limitation, whatever this obstacle was that was preventing you from really going forward and stepping into your dreams. But it's like the blindfold is being removed. You get the understanding, you get the clarity that you can move forward now. That the block is gone, the limitation is gone. We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is very much of understanding what we are taking forward with us. We get this newfound energy come into our being that we want to go forward, and yet we're dragging a bunch of yesterdays with us. Things that don't belong in our path, don't belong in our world, don't belong in our environment, don't belong within our relationships. Whatever it might be, we're still carrying it with us, though. And so we need to stop and understand what that deadwood is. What is holding us back? What is limiting us? So that we can go forward with the strength. I mean, if you look, there is the tower we're going towards. It's a long distance off, and our walk can't be this impeded. So we have to understand what we're dragging with us, what is weighing us down, what is not allowing us to actually take those steps, those proactive steps forward. Now we have the Queen of Wands. Well, there's enthusiasm for you. Wow. So, by doing this, by releasing some of the things that we have been carrying around with us, we get this new sense of enthusiasm, anticipation. And this is when the passion and the dream and the desires come into being. Now, the Queen of Wands, I love this lady, okay? First of all, she's very enthusiastic. She doesn't need a lot to go on in order to jump into a path of her desires. And her path is usually one that is going to create abundance or prosperity, joy, love. Okay, there's mountains behind us, which tells me that we've had significant success up to this point because we have our backs to these mountains. We are looking towards our tomorrows now. And who knows, there's probably a bigger mountain in front of us. What are we seeing, right? What is our intentions? What is the picture in our mind of our best life ever? What are we seeing? What is the mountain that we want to climb? What is the mountain that we want to stretch for? Overriding this energy is the Three of Pentacles. So we know that we have to roll up our sleeves and get to work. We know that we do very much hold the talent and the ability that we need in order to go forward. And once we get rid of some of this deadwood, you know what? We will be able to put our mind on our focus on the path forward, the horizon in front of us, the mountain that we are about to climb. I get that vision with this card of this mountain. There's mountains behind us telling us that we've gotten to a success. But I really, truly believe we are now looking at these mammoth mountains, these giant mountains. We hold the paintbrush to our tomorrow. So it's one stroke at a time, giving it our best each and every time. And we create the abundance slowly but surely. We know there's not a shortcut. We know that we have to do our due diligence in order to step into the opportunities that we want to. Now, supporting all this energy is the Eight of Wands. This is about allowing our horizons to widen. It absolutely is. It's about seeing the journey that is in front of us, embracing new opportunities or going on adventures or learning experiences in order to enhance our path forward. When we start to think about the things that we want to do, it's much easier to let go of some of that deadwood. We realize that it's there now because it's hindering us. It's pulling us down. And once we do that, we get to work on our tomorrow. So this could be we go back to school. It could be that we go, we might travel to somewhere. I mean, we're painting our tomorrow, so maybe it's the destination you want to go to, and that travel experience actually opens you up to knowledge, wisdom, new ideas. I had that very much when I went to Europe. I went to, walk my mom's footsteps after she had passed. I went to her hometown and all the places that she talked about and had stories about. But in that, I learned so much about the Second World War, what the people in Holland went through, a little bit about it. Of course, it's many years of history there that you're trying to take in a couple of weeks. About a month I was there, I guess. But I also tripped over my dad's heritage while I was there. And I ended up going to the farm that the family name came from and looked at the ancestry a little bit there. And I mean, I just thought it was going to be a trip to Holland and it was going to be nice. I was going to see some family, meet some family, wonderful. And what I got was an experience of a lifetime. So, this might be the experience of a lifetime that you are opening up to here. So what does that look like for you? And you may not even, because my trip to Europe, I wasn't thinking that I was going to have the trip of a lifetime. I was going to have a good trip. I knew I was going to have a good trip, but I didn't think it was going to affect me, transform me in so many ways. Okay, so maybe if you have an opportunity to travel right now, you should go on that travel experience, that opportunity. Take it up, see what's there. Or maybe it's a learning experience that you want to step into. Maybe it's a workshop you've seen, and you've seen that every day between 2 and 4 you do this, and it absolutely does nothing for your life. And you know what? There's a little mini course or workshop down at the college or the local community center or something, and it's between 2 and 4. How wonderful is that? So, that's how it's going to kind of pop out to you. That's how it's going to stand out to you. Okay, coming into this week, We have the Five of Wands. This is playing nicely with others. This is one that it is honing your talents and abilities. So once again, we could be going to school. We could be role playing within the classroom. We could be doing workshops together. We could be attending lectures together. We could be, and this is all practice. This is practice to grow our talents, our abilities, to grow them. So this is a little bit of competition here as well, but I think the competition is more of play for us to grow and us to learn, rather than there's a silver prize at the end of, or a gold prize or a platinum prize or whatever at the end. So we start out, maybe you just came off a weekend of attending something, but it sparks this awareness that you can go forward in some way, which then when you try, something gets in the way, and it's all the things that you are carrying with you that doesn't give value to your path forward. It doesn't support you, it doesn't align you, or it doesn't align with your morals, your goals, your dreams. And then you get really enthusiastic because you have this new energy once you release those things. Those things that were pulling you down are now gone, and you have this enthusiasm. And even though you only have a couple of bullet points, you're ready to go. And you'll just, change and transform and be flexible on your feet to make it grow and make it truly what you want it to be. We have the World card as we leave the week, so we know that there's loose ends that we're going to have to tie up here. This could even be some kind of, group experience where you talk about certain things in your life, and that's how you come to it. It's through talking to other people that make you aware that you're no longer stuck. You're still living in your yesterday in some way, and to step into the new beginnings, the new starts. And it's all by understanding what really needs to be left in the dust, what really needs to be in your rearview mirror as you go forward. Because this talks about a brand new, beautiful path awaiting you. But there are some things that you need to take care of before you can actually step into that opportunity. And you are realizing that. And so this may be a time of release for you, restructuring and release for you of some of the things that you've gone through in order to be here. There is a ship out here, way in the distance, holding your best life ever. Okay, work and career. Look at this. We have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. Just allow us to see you. The beauty of who you are, your talents, your abilities. You have more than enough going for you to wow us. So why do you hold back? Why do you limit your successes? Why do you believe in some way that you can't take that next step in prosperity, in abundance, in joy? The Five of Cups here, we're getting rid of all of this stuff, but we still haven't let go of the feeling of that energy. And that is going to hold us back. There are two cups waiting to. So maybe this self-work, this enthusiasm allows you to throw that cloak off, allows you to turn around and see that expansive path before you, allows you to see those two cups standing upright next to you, ready to be filled with your joys, with your abundance, with your prosperity that you will create going forward. When it comes to love and relationships, I've got my little stone here getting in the way constantly. Okay, Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, now remember we started out with the Lovers here. So this is about growing the relationships. And the relationships can be anything that you want them to be. maybe it's where you don't have to settle for second best, where maybe a little bit of communication helps clear the way for things that have been bothering you within the relationship, things that have been weighing you down within the relationship, and understanding what you want that relationship to be. And it can be so much more than it is in the present moment. Each and every one of your relationships that you are looking at this time, you see where maybe you could be more present, or you could do something different within the relationship. You could expand that relationship. This is one where you can imagine that relationship that you're going to step into. Okay? And where you thought that you were held back, you couldn't maybe voice what you wanted. Now, no, it's going to take a lot of work. Whatever you are doing within relationships, it's going to take work. It's going to take that consistent being present and showing up. But it could be a beautiful love. It could be somebody who walks the rest of your path with you. This could be a new best friend. This could be somebody who walks the rest of your path with you. This could be, it's about you creating the magic within the relationship, and understanding that you have that ability to create the magic within the relationship. And it's about you being present within the relationship. Expand your world. Maybe you want to travel within the relationship. Maybe you want to learn something with another person and do it like you're going to workshops together. Or you're, like-minded activities together. And I think this is a time to communicate where things are not working right within the relationship. Or maybe your feelings, where you feel limited within the relationship, where you don't feel you can express yourself within the relationship. This is a time to allow yourself out of that picture you've painted of yourself. Does that make sense? I have the painting here. Yeah, okay. One more card. We have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords we're going to lay on the Ten of Wands. So it's really this whole reading for you is, I heard hinge, a door opens, unhinging, opening up, finding the key for the lock. Being able to open up that door of abundance now, and yet you don't realize that you hold the key. Or maybe it's going to take a little bit of hard work and determination. Maybe it's going to take a new adventure, or a new opportunity, or a new learning experience to enter your world for you to really go forward and go through that door in the way you want. It opens you up. It releases you. It allows you to feel the liberation, the sense of freedom, the sense of creativity, the sense of enthusiasm that you go. And that's when, that's when you end up here, and you envision exactly how to step into those dreams, how to go forward, and to not allow people to tear them down, not allow people to pull it apart, poke holes in it, tell you you shouldn't, you couldn't, you mustn't, you can't. It's now that you realize that you could this whole time. It's now that you realize, and so maybe you gain the knowledge or the clarity or the understanding, and that releases the block. You, in fact, take off your own blindfold, and you envision a brand new future because of it. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.